4 kids. Who does that? I have 4 kids. 3 of my kids are stepkids. You know. Yeah. So that means, you know, I have 1 kid that I love for sure. 3 more kids. I love them too. I do. Also, as well. Being a stepdad is challenging, you know. It's not something I planned for. You know, nobody does. I was never a kid like, I hope I get to raise some kids someday that some other guy made. That'll be nice. Nobody does that. It's not an instinct. I'm stepdad now. I'm like, what do I do? When can I yell? Can I yell sometimes? Like, that was my first question, you know. It's a tough one when you're a stepdad. You can yell sometimes, but you gotta do it just right. Like the first time I tried it, she didn't like it. She didn't. I was just trying to help. Like, you guys listen to your mom. She was right there. Don't you yell at those kids. I'm like, okay, sorry. I don't know. I've seen you do it for sure. I was just trying. I don't know. What's the big deal? You gotta do it just right. Like, for me, I equate it to, like, I grew up with Cypress Hill. Like, so I call it the Cypress Hill rule. Yeah. Like, being a stepdad's like being the backup singer for Cypress Hill. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a hype man, you know? I gotta wait for her to yell, then I can yell behind her. That's how it works. Yeah. No solo projects. It doesn't work by yourself. You gotta wait for her. You gotta wait for her. You know, take your food to the table. You know? Then I jump in. Take her to the table, yeah! That's me. Stepdad. Sitting dog in my house.
Erik Knowles, a little over 12 years now. Actually, I got started in the Marine Corps. I was kind of a joker, and I got in a lot of trouble. And I had just been busted down to private, and I got in trouble again for making everybody laugh during a serious talk. And so my sergeant ordered me to do stand-up at the squadron Christmas party talent show in front of the whole squadron. And that was the first time I did it. I just roasted the chain of command. I do an angle of military material. I mean, I talk about my experience, and it's not really, I'm not really trying to romanticize it too much. I kind of tell the real story of what it's really like, and how stupid it can be at times.
My name's Erik. I served in the Marine Corps from 1998 to 2003. Thank you very much. I love how you just assumed that I did a good job. That's very nice of you. I have to confess, I didn't do a great. I wasn't a very great Marine. I had a lot of trouble. Those guys are very serious, you know. The Marine Corps is no place for a stand-up comedian. It turns out. I got in trouble all the time. They were just serious. I could never lock it up. Those guys could just shut it off real quick. I'd always be the last one, like, oh, every time. And they hated that about me. They were always like, what's so funny, Knowles? What's so funny? Like, every day somebody asked me, what's so funny? Every time I was like, all of this, everything that we're doing is hilarious to me. All of this is crazy. You don't realize that? What's so funny right now? I'm like, okay, how about the fact that you're making us run around, you're making us wear these tight little shirts and these short shorts, and you're making us run through the wilderness singing songs about how tough we are. Nobody sees the irony there? That's textbook irony, man. That's what we did. We ran around singing songs. We'd get started. We'd usually start with this one. We'd get going and it'd be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, Marine Corps. 1, 2, give me some more Marine Corps, right? It's good stuff, you know. It was nice. Only I'd be saying cream corn. Nobody noticed. Just my way of rebelling a little bit. You were in a cream corn. I got in a lot of trouble while I was in. I got busted down. I lost rank 3 times in 5 years. And then I got out honorably, barely. It was close. It was really close. They liked me, they just had to do their jobs, you know. They were professional. You know. They were like, that was hilarious, Knowles, but we gotta write you up on that one, for sure. Like, ha ha ha, but... Another weird part was on the front of the underwear, they made us stamp our name right on the front. Like, why would you put it there? That's a terrible place for a name tag, you know what I mean? We're trying to learn each other's names and shit. We just got there. It's rude. I remember being like, hey, nice to meet you, Garcia. He's like, it's Garcia Reyes. Like, it wrapped around, bro. I didn't have to your long-ass hyphenated name later, I guess. Formalities later.
So I do a lot of my writing on stage. I'll carry a book with me, and I just go about my day-to-day life, and if anybody laughs at anything that I say, I'll say, oh, there's a laugh. And I'll just write down the last thing that I wrote, that I said, and I'll just try to recreate that on stage. Because I find that when I'm trying to be funny, it's not as genuine. But when it naturally occurs in nature, then I like to capture that and write it down and bring it to the stage. Early on, when I was about 2 years in, I was working the open mics. I called into a radio show and talked my way into opening the big show that they were putting on with Sarah Silverman and Zach Galifianakis and Craig Gass. Yeah, so I got to open the show for those three. Oh, failing at something. I don't know what. But comedy's the only thing that I'm even close to good at. You know, it's the only thing that comes naturally to me. I don't know. I'm an outdoorsy type. I'd probably be a farmer or something.
It's a little bit scary that you worked on helicopters and said you weren't really good at anything else.
Yeah,
so.
I sure wasn't mechanically inclined either.
No.
No, it was like, oh, what righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. That's right. For like 5 years, just trying to fake it and blend in. How you doing, Knowles? I got this. It's fine. Watch it fly away. Like, okay, good. I guess it's.
It works. I guess.
It still works. You know, hey, it's not the best. It's taped up, but it'll work. Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Erik Knowles, E-R-I-K, Knowles like Beyonce, no relation, but it's spelled the same. And I'm on Facebook, and I don't have a website because I don't know. It's not the 90s anymore. I think you can find me. Yeah.
Yeah.
My website is called Google.com. You just put my name in the top, and all my information comes up. I signed a boob. It was crazy. I wanted to move somewhere more central to the United States so I could branch out and reach more clubs, the East Coast and the West Coast and Central America, or not Middle America, the Middle East.
Central, yeah, exactly.